So I'm not sure how many of you guys know this, but I do stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Big D Geekdom 101. BIGD Geekdom 101. And recently I had an opportunity to play Resident Evil 3 Remake on the PlayStation 4 on Twitch, and I was able to play the entire game on Twitch and defeat it and finish the game on Twitch. And I wanted to give a video giving my thoughts on the game. Now, I was able to beat the game because the game is very, very short. The main campaign is only about 6 to 7 hours. So it's a short game. And I want to get into that here in a minute. And I was able to beat the game. Now, knowing that, when the game first came out, which was about a year ago, I didn't buy the game because I was told by a lot of different people it's not worth $60. It's not worth buying full price. Don't waste your money on it because it's so short. So I was able to buy the game at a flea market a few weeks ago for about $20. I saw it there. It was $20. I got it. I figured, okay, $20 should be a pretty good deal for a PS4 game, right? And so I bought the game with the idea of, okay, well, it's shorter, but that seems to be the only real criticism of this game. That's what I've learned from people, is that people were constantly telling me, oh man, this game is too short. It's too short. It's not worth the 60. And I would agree that if you're going to pay for a game $60 full price, I do think that 6 hours might be a tiny bit too short. But with that being said, I have no problem with short games. I want to make this very clear to people. There is nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong with short video games if they are good games. You can play through a 3-4 hour game and have a blast with it, have a lot of fun with it. And if I'm sitting there having a lot of fun, I'm more inclined to go back and play the game again and find all the things that I missed and kind of discover all the secrets and really enjoy the game. If it's another game where it's like 60 hours, replaying that game will take a lot more time and effort to go back and kind of play what I missed and, do more exploration or whatever. Like, for example, a long RPG. So those are games that usually you don't want to replay right away. You want to give it a break. Like, for example, for me, Dragon Quest XI is one of my favorite games ever, and I beat that game on PS4, and I only played a little bit of it on Switch because I did not want to beat the entire game again because of how long it is. So with Resident Evil 3 Remake, I'm thinking, okay, 6 hours is fine. I'll be able to beat the whole game on stream. I'll be able to have a good time with it. I love the original Resident Evil 3, and I was told that this game adds some things that were not in that game and takes things away. And I was like, fine, again, 6 hours is not too bad because replaying the game with better weapons can be a lot of fun. I love the original PS1 Resident Evil 3. In fact, I replayed that game and beat that game about 9-10 times in my lifetime because that's how much I like it. I don't like it as much as Resident Evil 2. I think Resident Evil 2 is a true classic, both the original PS1 version and the remake. The remake was absolutely outstanding. Resident Evil 3, not so much. This is not a very good game. I'm sorry to say, but it's not a very good game. There are things about the game that are well made. I did enjoy the overall storyline. I did enjoy the final battle and the one before it. I did enjoy some of the aspects of how they made Raccoon City look. There are things I liked about this game. Don't get me wrong. And I had fun around the beginning and the end of the game. The middle of the game, though, it's just, I'm not a big fan of it whatsoever. The game has issues. Besides the fact that it's only 6 hours for $60, that's a problem. I mean, if the game was like maybe $40, I would understand that. But full price for this, not worth it. There's a lot of technical problems with the game. First of all, I found out that there were development problems where the game was rushed. There were things in this game that were left out, and that's a problem. In the original game, there's a lot more areas that you visit. You go to the church. You have this like battle with this helicopter and like the nemesis with the rocket launcher. You go to the graveyard and fight this giant worm. It's different, and I'm okay with them making this game different because you want to make things different. Resident Evil 2 Remake was similar to the original, but added enough original content to where it was enjoyable. This one, I think what they added was not that enjoyable. The battle with Nemesis that you have in the courtyard where he's running around jumping on walls was a complete nightmare because the game doesn't tell you exactly what to do and how to win. Now, understand, I'm perfectly fine with this normally because I don't like games that hold your hand too much, that spoon feed you. I like the games where you're able to figure things out on your own. But this was ridiculous because shooting him does nothing. You run out of ammo. You have to figure out that you're supposed to plant a mine on a wall for him to hit. You can't even do it like on the ground. And then he has to hit it, get knocked down, then you can blast his little exposed area. Not his penis, but his heart. And that got really, really annoying. It really got annoying. Also, the dodge feature in this game has problems. I really did like Carlos's feature where you can push zombies back and like push them down. That was useful. But when you play as Jill, I was not a fan of this. Also, they changed a lot of things when it comes to certain areas. Like, for example, in the original game, you go to the police station with Jill. In this game, you do it with Carlos. So there's all kinds of strange changes, which, again, I think that might have been that whole, like, we have to cut down development time or whatever, but that really hurt this game. There are parts in this game that are just obnoxious. There's parts in this game where you get surrounded by zombies, and even on, like, I played it on standard. I did not play it on easy. I played it on standard, and then I was able to unlock the harder difficulty, which I might go back and try at some point, but I didn't enjoy this even on standard. There's parts in this game where the zombies have you trapped against the wall, and no matter how much you dodge, you're done. You can't do anything. Once they grab you, and trust me, they lunge at you, you can't do anything. There's too many enemies and not enough ammo. Now, I know a lot of Resident Evil games, like the original one, like Code Veronica, they don't give you enough ammo. And I'm okay with conserving ammo because it's part of the strategy. Like, I understand that. But in this game, there are parts of the game where when you're trapped, you have to use that ammo. And otherwise, you're dead. And it really got annoying. Really annoying. I can't even imagine how much of a pain it must be to play this game on the harder difficulties without being able to save as often as you normally could, because that's just, it's absurd. It really is completely absurd. You know, these are things that I found to be not difficult or challenging, annoying. There's a difference between a game being hard and being obnoxiously hard to where you're not having fun anymore. And there were at least 4 or 5 sections of this game where I felt that way. I really did feel that way. The exploration I thought was good, but was subpar compared to Resident Evil 2. I thought that some of the storyline changes were fine, although I probably prefer the final battle in Resident Evil 3, the original, more, even though the one in this game was pretty epic. The way that you finally take out Nemesis was pretty cool, but there were just so many things that I thought were just a big letdown. For $60, even putting aside the fact that the game is short, which everybody seems to say is the main criticism of the game, it's just not very good. I mean, it's, for a Resident Evil game being made nowadays, for example, I'm playing Resident Evil 7, and Resident Evil 7 is, like, phenomenal. I am in love with Resident Evil 7. I'm about halfway through. I'm playing it over on twitch.tv/BigDGeekdom101. I'll leave a link down below for y'all to check that out, the Twitch. I might even play tonight. Who knows? But I'm having tons of fun with that game. And I didn't ever play Resident Evil 6 because I heard it was bad. I enjoy Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 7, obviously Resident Evil 4. They have had great classic games in the past. Obviously, Capcom knows how to make a great game. It's Capcom. They've been around forever. They've made so many of our favorites. But I feel like this game was a big letdown, and I feel like, I know that they were rushed, but I feel like it would have been probably better suited if they maybe, instead of rushing development, if they postponed the game. Honestly, postpone the game for... And I know they had Resident Evil 8 Village coming out. I know all this, but dude, postpone it for a few more months. Drop it, and then, you wouldn't have as many problems. This game was a stinker. I did not enjoy playing it as much as I wanted to, and I love the original. So if you're going to play Resident Evil 3, play the original PS1 version. Yes, it's old. The graphics look old. I know. You don't have to tell me that. I played it when I was a kid. There are weird camera things in that game, but it doesn't matter because I had so much more fun. And you also get rewarded a lot more by beating that game than you did in this one. With that being said, I'll bring this video to a close, and when I finish Resident Evil 7, I may do a review on that here on World of Geekdom. Thank you as always. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.